Welcome. If you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s and you want straightforward, no jargon guidance to make better financial decisions, you're in the right place. This channel is built for people who are serious about their financial lives. And in this first video, we're starting exactly where we should, at the foundation. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most people over 40 are one bad month away from a financial disaster. Not because they're irresponsible, but because nobody ever handed them a clear checklist of what actually needs to be in place. Today, I'm giving you that checklist. 5 things. If you're missing even one, your financial life is more fragile than it needs to be. And I'll warn you, the 5th one is the one almost nobody thinks about until it's too late. Sometimes literally. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and exactly what to address first. Number 1, an emergency fund. This is the bedrock of any solid financial plan. And here's why it has to come first before anything else. Without a cash cushion, every financial structure you build is fragile. A surprise medical bill, a roof repair, a job loss. Without savings to cover it, your only option is debt. And going into debt to handle an emergency doesn't just cost you money. It starts a chain reaction that can take years to undo. One problem becomes two. Two become 4. The goal is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Not your full lifestyle, just the essentials: housing, food, utilities, insurance, and minimum debt payments. If that feels out of reach right now, start smaller. Even $1,000 set aside changes how most emergencies play out. It's the difference between a setback and a spiral. Where to keep it? A high-yield savings account. Not in your checking account where it disappears, and not in the stock market where it can drop 20% right when you need it most. Accessible, stable, and earning a little interest while it sits there waiting. Having that cushion matters, but it doesn't mean much if money is quietly leaking out of your accounts every month without you noticing. That's basic number 2. Number 2, a working budget. And I want to reframe what that word means because for a lot of people it carries baggage. A budget isn't a punishment. It's not about restriction or deprivation. Here's what it actually is. The only tool that shows you where your money is going so you can decide where it goes next. That's it. A budget gives you control, not a cage. By your 40s, your income is likely higher than it's ever been, but so are the expenses. Mortgage, healthcare costs creeping up, maybe aging parents, grown kids still needing support here and there. Without a clear picture of your cash flow, the money disappears into the month and you reach the end of it wondering where it went. The most common problem isn't that people spend too much on luxuries. It's that they genuinely don't know what their true monthly number is. You don't need a complicated system. Just 3 numbers: what comes in, what goes out, and what's left. A simple framework that works well is the 50-30-20 split. 50% of take-home pay to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt payoff. It's a compass, not a law. And what a budget reveals will lead you directly to basic number 3, where a lot of people over 40 are quietly losing ground every single month. Number 3, a plan for your debt, specifically high-interest debt. Not all debt is created equal. A mortgage at 5% is a financial tool. But credit card debt at 22 or 24% interest is mathematically working against everything else you're trying to build. A $5,000 balance at 24% on minimum payments can take over 20 years to pay off and cost you more in interest than you originally borrowed. That's money that could be going toward your retirement account, your emergency fund, or simply staying in your pocket where it belongs. The reason a plan matters, not just a vague intention to pay it off someday, is that high-interest debt has compounding working against you, the same way smart investing has compounding working for you. Every month you wait, the balance quietly grows. Every month you attack it deliberately, you're reclaiming ground. 2 approaches work well. The avalanche method. Pay off the highest interest rate first, which saves the most money over time. The snowball method. Pay off the smallest balance first, which builds momentum and keeps you motivated. Both are effective. Research shows people stick with the snowball method more consistently, So the best strategy is simply the one you'll actually follow through on. Once that high-interest debt is behind you, the freed-up cash flow can go toward protecting what you've built. And that's exactly what basic number 4 is about. Number 4. Making sure your insurance coverage actually matches your life right now, not the life you had 10 or 15 years ago. Most people buy insurance once and never revisit it. But by your 40s and beyond, your income is different, your household may look different, and your assets are larger. The policy you set up in your 30s may bear no resemblance to what you actually need today. 3 areas worth a review. Health insurance. Not just, do I have it, but does it actually cover a major medical event? A serious illness or hospital stay is one of the leading causes of financial hardship in this country, even for people who are technically insured. Know your deductible and out-of-pocket maximum. Life insurance. If something happened to you tomorrow, would the people depending on your income be okay? Term life is typically the simplest and most affordable approach. And disability insurance, which is the most overlooked of all, you're statistically far more likely to experience a period of being unable to work than you are to pass away during your working years. Yet most people have no coverage for it. A 20-minute review of what you currently have versus what you currently need could be one of the most valuable things you do this year. And that brings us to the final basic, the one I mentioned at the very start. Number 5. A will. And 2 supporting documents most people have never heard of. If you die without a will, the state decides what happens to everything you own. Your accounts, your home, your possessions, distributed according to a legal formula that was written by lawmakers, not by you. And that formula almost never matches what you'd actually want. In the meantime, your family may spend months navigating a legal process called probate while things get sorted out, all during one of the most difficult times of their lives. Beyond the will, 2 documents matter just as much. A durable power of attorney gives someone you trust the legal authority to manage your finances if you become incapacitated, even temporarily. Without it, your family may be unable to access your accounts or act on your behalf, even in an emergency. And a healthcare directive spells out your medical wishes so your family isn't left guessing or disagreeing about what you would have wanted during an already devastating situation. This isn't about being morbid. It's one of the most caring things you can do for the people in your life, taking a painful set of decisions off their plate before they ever have to face them. And getting all 3 documents in place is simpler and far less expensive than most people expect. An estate attorney can often handle all 3 for a few $100s. There are also reputable online legal services if you're looking for a more affordable starting point. So here's your checklist. An emergency fund, a working budget, a debt payoff plan, the right insurance for where your life is right now, and a will with the 2 supporting documents that protect your family when it matters most. You don't have to fix all 5 this week. Pick the one that's missing, or the one that needs the most attention, and start there. That's how real financial progress works. One deliberate step at a time. Now, in the next video, I'm answering one of the most common questions I hear. How much should you actually have saved by 40, 50, and 60? I'll give you real benchmarks. Not to stress you out, but so you know exactly where you stand and what to do about it. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.